Well, the chickenpox report looked at the opinions of about 5,000 parents, and they also sought advice from healthcare experts, particularly involved in children's health. And what they found, which was really interesting, was that actually 9 out of 10 parents are using calamine lotion for chickenpox, even though we actually know there's not really great clinical evidence for it working. I'm not surprised by these findings because I know that people do use calamine lotion. I know that people turn to traditional remedies, and I think that as a mum or as a parent, that's the first thing that people turn to when they see their child has chickenpox. Well, if they have suspected chickenpox and you want a diagnosis, then you should phone your GP. You shouldn't walk into your GP surgery because obviously you're putting vulnerable people at risk in the waiting room. The GP will offer to see you but will get you in quickly without having you in the waiting room. From the point of view of actually looking after a child with chickenpox should be a mild illness, so children shouldn't be too unwell. They need to drink plenty. They can have lukewarm baths once or twice a day to cool down the skin. You can use cooling gels and sprays to cool down the skin, and these last a lot longer than calamine lotion, which means that a child won't scratch, which is good. Some people use antihistamines in order to calm down the itchiness, and it's important that if the child has a fever that they're drinking a lot and using something like a paracetamol or an ibuprofen suspension. I don't think it's safe for people to diagnose themselves online. I come across a lot of horror stories from people who have been made really worried by things they've read online when they've got very simple common ailments, but they've had a look online and they've actually diagnosed themselves with something very, very unusual. Obviously something like chickenpox, many parents can recognise that, but if you're ever in any doubt, then you should always either speak to NHS direct or speak to your GP. For more information, people can go to www.itchy.co.uk, which is itchy with an I at the end.